Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Just gonna have a look and see if we've started up now. Should be good though. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna be refreshing my YouTube page to have a see if the stream's gone live. Excellent. Looks like everything is going as planned. Let's have a look. Alright, yeah, everything's looking great. Sweet. So, quickly today what we're going to be going, and I know people will be coming in slowly, going to be just finalising a few things on this tank that I'm putting a build together for. And actually, the other tank I've been building, the Sorcerer tank, the guide for that's finished. I completed it today, but I decided I'll release that tomorrow morning. Well, for me morning, for United States or, you know, North America generally speaking, it'll be in the evening. I figured it was a bit too late to release it, so that's for later. For now, yeah, we're just going to be playing the Nightblade tank, and yeah, it's a fun tank. It's really sort of designed to be used in groups with only 3 DPS, so no healer. So yeah, we're going to get into that, and yeah, should be a good bit of fun. So first off, what I'm looking at now is I'm using Sentinels currently. However, I'm thinking of changing over to Bogdans, and unfortunately I need a heavy Bogdans helmet. I don't have one, so we're going to go get a Bogdans helmet real quick and I can transmute that if I get an unlucky trait. So first off, going to go specific dungeons, and yeah, from memory, well, it's Elden Hollow 2, so going to join a queue there, and luckily being a tank, it's nice instant queues, so no dramas there. Yeah, and obviously when you do tune in, any questions, and even if you're like coming in later, watching the YouTube video because you've missed the stream, feel free to just talk in the comments, and I'll happily answer any questions you might have. So yeah, I'll just gonna mute quickly, and I'll be right back. Alright. I've really not done a quest here before. Wait, I vote to kick Master Darius. I did not. I thought that was a quest. Oh no! What have I done? Wait, what have I done? I just. Oh no, that's a tragedy. That is an absolute tragedy. I thought it was a quest share. That is crazy. Wait. That is tragic. I don't know how to feel about that, man. Crazy. That's why it pays to actually listen and look at what the notification is before just hitting it. Oh no, I feel really bad. Oh well, that is unfortunate. We're just gonna continue on. See these guys. Alright, well with that said, let's get another person TPing now. And yeah, I don't know, the kick is just, yeah, 2 of our members decided that they didn't want to play with a CP50, which is, honestly, it's Elden Hollow 2. Like, you playing with anybody, you can do this fine. It's not necessarily that hard. So a little bit unfortunate, but it happens. The chest up there. Yeah, I feel bad as well. It's pretty rough, especially after you have to wait for the queue now. Not nice, but yeah, kinda sucks. Ah, yeah, cool. That's good. I'm starting to figure out how to actually have it notify people properly, but I'll figure that out in due course. And yeah, the rough idea behind this build is you have like Reviving Barrier up pretty much the entire time, which is a nice heal, and also the damage shield solid, and you sort of spec your CP into that as well. So it's really quite a nice build, all in all. Ah, here we go. Delayed spawn. This boss is fairly chill. Just has like an explosion effect that can be damaging to the group, but generally speaking is not too scary. Another thing as well, I'm playing around with the Fear. The updated Elsweyr fear mechanic, but I'm not sure whether I might just look for an immobilization effect rather than that, as certainly lacking immobilization is can be frustrating. But I'm unsure. Also, my buttons need to be sorted out quickly. My bar's a little bit uncomfortable for I'm used to playing, and as you see, I can pop barrier straight away off cooldown, so there was no downtime there, and that's pretty much the rough idea that you're going with here. And the build's not finished either, so the ultimate generation will be a little bit better. Certainly though it's very sufficient at the moment. Just again, my muscle memory is not my friend at the moment. It's okay though. Do you want to jump down? We'll have to find out. We can just keep going, I don't mind. Or do you want to do the option? Ah, chest. I'm not fussed. Oh, these nuts. Oh, looks like they've done a skip actually. Has he? Yeah, he's done the skip. It's the problem with these things, we can just do the skip now, just catch up. It's easy enough to do it. Oh, is he gonna aggro? I guess he's gonna aggro from here. Ah, whatever. This is going so tragic. Jesus Christ. I feel like things aren't just dying very quickly. Of course, our DPS is dead, which is unfortunate. And the number of fear mechanics as well. I think things pretty nasty on the old stam. That's nice to get an orb. That's good. Yeah, there's so many shadows now that realistically we're going to be taking a lot of fear effects constantly, which is unfortunate. Probably tank the boss over here, try and get the shadow tendrils down. Still add up. Fear effects, absolute tragedy. Ah, they're still an add up, crazy. Yeah. I suspected he would do the skip potentially, but I just didn't know. Huh, actually fears everybody. Interesting. Another part about this build that I'm thinking about changing is getting Argonian on it, so it should be nicer. To be honest though, I think the fear, maybe just having the heals are actually better. Having this ability, Sap Essence, probably better in some ways, I would say. The fear itself is alright, but yeah, I'm not sold necessarily. Ah, it's spawning now. Didn't spawn. Alright, and then Lurcher spawn. Ah, actually, I'm sure there's a Lurcher spawn here. Maybe it's just an old hollow one. We'll see. Yeah, I know there's Lurcher spawn, yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Changing races is a little bit makes your character feel weird when your race change, but sometimes you have to do it. Don't do it. So you want to do it. Oh, do the boss. Why is it doing that? It's just like latency is causing it to... Ah, it's been stunned. It's okay. Nice storm. I saw this dungeon's been the case of ads are still up, but I'm just not paying attention to. Wait. Are these guys stuck in combat or something? This has been a very interesting dungeon experience. Let's go see what they're doing. Oh, load screen perhaps? Yeah. Alright. Alrighty, time to get into it. As far as pot choices on this build is concerned, you definitely do have to choose between either stamina or magicka, but it's one of the reasons I think Argonian might be really nice, is that you don't have to necessarily like commit to that. You can just do whatever, and then get your bonuses for the other resource regardless, so yeah. Well, as far as using balance as well, I feel like balance's ability I'm not going to keep using, because given that obviously you have your class passives already grant you Major Ward and Major I always forget the name. The other form, Major Ward and Major Protection. I'm actually going to look at it now, because I'm curious. Major Ward and Major Resolve, there you go. So yeah, I'll probably swap Argonian and then get rid of that, and then I'll have more build flexibility with options, which will probably be nice, and I'll figure out the build properly. Also, like in spread out fights, you do have to be careful with how you're applying your ultimate, so obviously I'm not hitting them at the moment. It'd be better for me to run kind of close to them, pop it, and then go from there. Though if you are doing organised groups with this build, you know, your team would already know ahead of time to be sort of more inside of your area, that way you'll be able to buff them and heal them up. And as you can see, like the healing right now, like I'll show you the recap afterwards, but there's no doubt that I'm likely doing the majority of my self-healing. Alright, cool. That's that done. Let's have a look if there's any... if we got the heavy. Actually we did. That's good luck. Cool. Is there any other heavies? Divine's Visage. Wait, is it really just all heavy Bogdans that drop from here? It's crazy. Oh, I also trade mate to... I won't take that one. We should do some style farming. Nah, I don't need this one. So. Otherwise, like, thanks to your purple gear, mate, and go decon it myself, which would be pretty dishonest. It needs Bogdan. I was just going to try and get the Divines Bogdan that dropped. Not that Divines was going to be the trait I'd go with, but it's useful for healers. I suspect, though. I mean, I can always whisper Anna to see if they're needing that. You got the guys. Sturdy Light. Nah, I don't think Sturdy Light's any good for me. Maybe it is actually. Nah, not for the helmet. I want infused. Okay, sure. Maybe I'll trade Krill actually for the sturdy. So you can do sturdy. Wait, what is it? That's bizarre. Because the dungeon queue's happening that I don't think we can actually trade. Oh, finally. Alright, I'm ready to like spam submit offer. Sweet. Sturdy will come in useful at some point. We'll have to see. This is a pledge. No. I don't think so. Interesting conversations. Probably do one more. Can put the Bogdans on, which is not going to be perfect sets, but just as a test, I suppose, more than anything. And then we need light. Once again, these traits need changed, but I am curious to see how this goes. Max Magicka maxes. Alright. Oh, we have more stamina now, though. That is a problem. I mean, we need more stamina, I should say. Huh. I do wonder, though, maybe if you just did, like, soul stamina pots to keep that up, and then you had Magickas coming in from your synergies, maybe that could work out. Maybe we'll get the pledges as well. See if anyone is in a good spot. Deshan, perhaps? Yeah, it's Deshan.
When are the guards going to do something about our missing people?
You know, this is a tragedy. I don't have this issue.
Everything we can.
Oh, I'll try to find someone else.
Excuses.
This person should
When
be
your
in the
family
correct spot.
disappears, what excuse will you use then? I'll find them myself. Just stay out of my way.
Hey, Ruben, what's up, mate? You know, I was wondering when you'd show up. I was gonna tell you, mate. I've finished the Sork Dank build video. It's all edited, complete. Took me a little bit of time, but it'll be live your time, as in like tomorrow for you at night. It'll be live. I didn't want to release it now because it's a bit late in the day, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. I was having a bit of fun with it earlier as well. Yeah, the pledge is still broken.
The vampire.
Then invoke.
Yeah, all good, mate. It's not to let you know. So that'll be tomorrow, and then I'll yeah, be working on this build at the moment. So I'm streaming. Like, this character here is my Nightblade tank, and it's basically a tank designed to become the healer and the tank at the same time, so that you can do like 3 DPS for like speed running dungeons and stuff like that. So quite solid. It's just dragon, werewolf hide, and Bogdan. Oh, I guess I was testing. Oh yeah, I don't know, mate. I'm still trying to figure it out, because at the moment I'm not sure how visible the stream is when I go live. Sometimes it feels a little bit like it's not like on my channel, or it's not notifying people. But you did get the notification, which is good. Kind of solo basic dungeons. I mean, I need to edit it a bit. I mean, it can solo basic dungeons easily, yeah, but it's going to take a while. It doesn't do a lot of damage. It just heals a lot, and it's tanky. That's it. Like, if you wanted to solo like a normal dungeon, I mean, it would probably take a little bit of time, but you can easily do it. Obviously, there's no problem there. I need to fix up this build a little bit, so that has to go here, like that. Yeah, that's better. But it's a good build, and it has 100% uptime on this ability here. So Reviving Barrier, which is really solid for keeping everybody alive. So it keeps the damage shield up until obviously it breaks, and then the actual heal over time will always be up. So if you have 3 DPS in your group, you're the tank, you can do pretty much any content Vet DLC wise, I think. And it should be enough to heal through, so it is quite good, and I like the 100% uptime, it feels nice. The only thing I'm working on at the moment is I'm thinking about racial changing to Argonian, just to synergize with the potion passive of the Nightblade. And also it will mean the build is much cheaper to run. Preferably you run this build with trash pots, as if you're using tripods you're going to end up burning a bit of a hole in your wallet, so yeah. And also I need to finish up some traits as well. Some of the traits are not correct, and I'm going to transmute a bunch of that shortly. So yeah, that's a rough update. And then after I release a Nightblade build video, which will be the next video, I'm going to release my Dragon Knight tank one, which is just like a meta tank, which will be good for any trials, etc. You know, just any other endgame stuff. Not Khajiit. Oh mate, it's Khajiit the best race. Best in slot. I mean, Khajiit did have some pretty interesting rebalances. I was considering it for my Templar build, actually, briefly. But I didn't elect to do it. I didn't elect to go for the Khajiit in the end. And my Templar build's not finished either, I'm still figuring it out. And this is still bugging as well. We got there in the end. Yeah, that's right, Argonian is really nice for this build. Super good. But, we'll see. At the same time, having Nord for the ultimate gen is solid as well. So there's a couple of things that I'm playing with. One of those is Decisive Trait. Decisive Trait is actually, all in all, looking at the calculations, not that I did them, but I've looked at other people's data. It's not a very good trait, but is defending super crucial either? Not really. And of course Infused for your enchant used to be the way to go, but since I nerfed single-handed enchants, like if you're not going to like push, say, like the hardest trial content where you want to maximize that, if you're just going to say have a trait that might not be normally that good, then it's perfectly fine. So, yeah. I'm still getting used to this, to be honest. We'll see. And one of the big problems is that without any immobilizations, you really just have to spam your your taunts, otherwise things just run around. And I really don't know if I like the fear. I might replace it with an immobilization effect. I think it might be better. I'll just kill this stuff, why not? I'll show you the ultimate gain in a sec. And you'll see it now anyways. Yeah. Look, Nord is a great tank. There's no doubt about that. It's an excellent choice. But if you look at my ultimate gain now, you see my ultimate on the right? You see how it's about to expire? And now I can cast it again before it expired. So there's 100% uptime. Which is kind of like the theme of this build. That's what I've gone with. But I'm still learning to play this. Honestly, I haven't played this in a while, so it's kind of clunky. My muscle memory hasn't necessarily adjusted yet. And also, no immobilization feels really... how do I say? It feels a little bit underwhelming at the moment. I'll put it that way. So I might consider... And he's wanting to run ahead. That's alright, we'll do speedruns. Just you see the groups all over the place. So it's like, is everyone keen on doing speedruns? I don't know. To see. So I mean, realistically, since you have no mobilization, you probably just want to go for the taunt on the hard hitters and then go from there. But... Alright, here we go. And also with this build, it is crucial that you... I keep on doing that. I need to change the bind on my fear. I think it's in the wrong place. I should have my sap essence there instead. Yeah. Once the build is finished, it will be nice. Cool, sound is good. Alright, we're into speedruns now, since I think this guy... Oh, heavy sack. Okay, so just gonna run it up, grab all the aggro. We have to wait for the next spawn, so let's just kill him here. Alright. And we'll save our ultimate for the next pack. Time bows are actually capable of doing some damage. Yeah, Nightblade tank actually is pretty good. You can spec into damage if you like. One of the reasons is that like you don't have to use magic pots like magic major sorcery. You can just use sap essence. Gives you 20% buff. I mean, I did 10k damage there, which isn't great. It was like 12% of the run, but if I did adjust, I would probably just change the sets to a magic focused heavy armor craftable set. Maybe even Julianos just as a placeholder, but this build is very much, I'll show you, it's more about keeping barrier up all the time. So like I pop barrier now, and you'll see by the time, like right now I did 21% of the damage there in the group on the bottom right of your screen, you'll see my damage. So I mean it does reasonable damage, you know? All in all. And so we're probably not going to have our ultimate back up now because of the delay spawns. But we'll be really close, and you'll see that like I can just have barrier back up so the entire raid, or dungeon in this case, is well protected. Go back right here. Pop that. Hold them in. Cancel that one there. Can fear the rest. Synergize. And yeah. Everything's dead, and then the boss will spawn, so move here. And how you going, Castiles, mate? Nice for you to join the stream. How are you today, my man? 21 pounds is legit, yeah?
I won't be alone. I can't.
I mean, this group is looking at the CP. There's oh wait, there's one more spawn. I forgot the spawn. This spawn's really tiny. That's why I forgot it. And when it just goes like that, interrupt that. Synergize orb. And this is a build I'm playing with at the moment, mate. So I'm still working on it. I'm finishing it up, and it'll be released shortly. My sorcerer tank will be out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night for American. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, you gotta watch out for the... there it is. And just look at the ultimate gen to the side. The ultimate regeneration on this build is really amazing. I have the heavy attack now. Ruben, take care, mate. Thank you for coming in. I'll try to stream earlier next time, man. I know that I started the stream late today. Plans didn't necessarily go the way I wanted it to, so... And yeah, look, see I have ultimate back. I can buff the whole group again. And go from there. So, it's a constant heal, it's a constant barrier. It's really good for no healers. So, yeah, with this build, basically, you can go with a 30 DPS setup. Everybody will be getting healed, yeah. And you can just burn anything, really. I think even, like, the hardest vet DLCs, you could get away with this. Guys, for those watching, any questions, please let me know. I can fear all those. Worth noting with the new Elsweyr changes, the fear mechanic now actually keeps them in place, rather than making them run everywhere. So it's actually... where's he gone to? He's run ahead. No. It's alright, I'll catch up to him. He's alright. Grab the boss. Barrier for him. Be okay. Sweet. Excellent. Gonna aggro the flesh Atrax here. They're still fighting the ads over there, interesting enough. The tragic bar swap. Psych on your phone. Welcome back, mate. Pop this. Yeah, any questions, guys? Feel free to ask. Yeah, pretty much any class in the game, any tank, I'm happy to answer. Oh, and these ones we should have killed at the same time, but there's nothing we can do about that now. There's nothing we can do about that, so pop the ult again. Also keep in mind, like, in this content here, me popping that ult doesn't do a lot. It's more so I'm just showing you what it looks like. In like content with AoEs that are hitting everybody, it's much more useful. So. Cool. Alrighty. Just gonna pull this stuff here. Hopefully they don't pull this, that stuff there to the right. You can just go right here. Oh, they pulled it. That's unfortunate. Just gonna line of sight it back. Grab aggro if stuff that comes in. Chin that in. Very good. Excellent. Oh, the archers are the pets. We're chilling out with the archers there. Sorry. Oh, it's stunned. Tragic. Cool. The Argonian will really fix the build up. Make it much better, and yeah, upgrading some of the pieces as well. Yeah, I'm on the NA server, mate. That's right, NA Mega server. Which, I've been on there since the game came out. So. I also run a guild at the moment, so if you do play on NA, you're more than welcome to join the guild and chill out.
The master commands you death.
What's that ad free? Grab it. Oh man. Got it now. There we go. EU servers are pretty bad right now. Mate, even NA, I don't know what's happened on EU. Because on NA, we've had a bunch of like disconnects and server rollbacks. What's been happening on EU, Castile? Mate, my guild name, that's the good... you know, see, my guild name has to be understood in the context of how it was made. I'll put it that way. I do want to hear from Castile, though, about how the EU is going. I'm always curious about the differences. No, but with my name, my mates, when I first started making videos, they used to always make the joke about, oh mate, please like and subscribe. Better like and subscribe to those videos. You know, like, basically, every time I'd say something, they would add, like, to the end of my sentence, like and subscribe, as like a joke. Just because, like, typical YouTubers will ask that, you know? So, my guild name is, as you might guess, like and subscribe. We have 250 members at the moment, which is quite high, and yeah, we've been going for about 6 months. We do vet content, trials, hard modes, you know, pretty much anything. So yeah. And actually, most of these people here, yeah, don't follow it. LFG tools break. Until yeah, mate, the LFG tools breaking, it's been annoying. Especially, oh man, the first day I was streaming, logged on, and it just so happened as I was streaming a trial, the entire instance reset mid-trial, and it rolled the trial back to the start. Yeah, and no dungeons or BGs. Oh mate, I've seen BG problems too. The BGs are really nasty though, because even at the best of times, if I remember correctly, BGs weren't necessarily that consistent. Sometimes it would like only pull in like 2 people on one team and it wouldn't start. I remember that problem on an A. Super frustrating. So, I'm gonna shield the group. This one's one of the ones where the shield will actually help. When he jumps, see the shield there? Super helpful. Barrier, yeah, just gonna help everyone out. So. But honestly, I was actually surprised, Ruben, the name wasn't taken. I mean, it's like, I only made the guild quite recently, and in my mind, that's like a name that people would take. It's so weird, does also have more panicked about this. I agree, man. To be honest, I think a lot of us expected some of the issues to be fixed in the recent patch with a downtime earlier in the week, but that wasn't the case. So very nervous, yeah. Mate, I agree absolutely, especially with your new expansion. You've got new players coming in, people coming back to the game. You know, maybe they've taken a long break, right? And what they're looking for is to be able to enjoy the content and like have a real seamless experience. And when you're trying to get in and enjoy some of the stuff maybe you've missed out on, and you can't queue or pick up quests, you know, like nobody can pick up the DLC quest for the pledges. So when you have that, it's kind of like, well, is everybody going to enjoy that? Probably not. People are not going to stick around if it doesn't get fixed. So hopefully it does get fixed, but yeah. For now, we're putting up with it. Most people haven't even came back for Elsweyr yet. I mean, yeah, mate, it's not been that long into the expansion, so there's... Yeah, exactly. It's not like there's heaps of... Well, we'll see. I don't want to comment too much, but... yeah, more could be done to fix up these issues, I think. But I'm sure that ZeniMax is paying attention. I would like to think they are. It's just a matter of time at this point. And also, see, another person maybe has come in. It's hard for me to tell these with the stream, but if you do have any questions, guys, especially if you just come in, say hi. Anything to do with tanks, any class, any type of tank, any content. So, you know, from normal dungeons to veteran trial hard modes, I'm more than happy to answer questions. I've played the game since 2014, on and off, and I've completed most content in the game to the highest level. So, isn't it still early release? Oh wait, you're right. I always forget about that. Yeah, so it's early release for PC, and then the official release is what, June? Is it the 6th of June? I think it's the 6th of June. But I can't remember, maybe it's the 5th of June?
Bring me back my son.
So, you're still relatively new to the game. Tanking with a staff? Yeah, so I'll explain that a little bit, mate. Good question, really good question. So, with the staff, I mean, yeah, June the 6th, it was right. So with the staff, you'll see here, the Crusher enchantment value is 2108. It's basically double or like the full value. With your one-handed, you only get half the value. So staff tanking's become more popular because when you, let's just say this ability here, when you put it on the load screen, when you use abilities from your ice staff, it applies the full enchant value, which means you can shred a boss's resistances more. So it just means the group's doing more damage to a boss. So that's why ice staffs are popular at the moment, because they nerfed the efficacy of single-handed weapon enchants. That's pretty much the main reason, honestly. That change came a few patches ago, and since then most tanks are either using an ice staff backbar, or some of them, if they're pushing for damage, are maybe using a bow with endless hail. Basically, you want a weapon that's two-handed, that does an ability that does damage over time. You do lose out on some stats with this, like you don't get the you know, your shield enchant stat-wise, but you gain that extra enchantment benefit, which is really good, especially in endgame content. If you're doing like normal dungeons or like just vet dungeons though, don't be fussed about it. Though I would recommend learning the Destruction Staff skill line here. If you are interested in tanking, just having it available to you will give you a lot of flexibility in the long run. And sorry mate, I realised that answer was maybe a little bit long-winded. Ice Staff also aggros as well. Yeah, so there are passives you can unlock. Sword and Board for main hand. Yeah mate, I'd recommend that. Sword and Board for main front bar, because you have Pierce Armor, which is really good. And then you also have Heroic Slash. And then for your back bar, Ice Staff, and all you want to be using is Blockade of Frost, which is the second ability you'll learn. So I gotta focus on this now. And I think that's the way to go at the moment, just so that you can maximize the help you're giving your group. Excellent question though. Sorry that the load screen kind of interrupted what I was saying. I kind of had to wing it a little bit. And we're going to pull these here to the boss. Here we go. Now, Piggy, what are you tanking with? Or have you actually, do you have a tank since you're new to the game? Like what class, I mean, when I say that. What class are you tanking with? And yeah, I had a trank but transitioned it to DPS. Orc Dragon Knight. Okay, yeah, or Dragon Knight's an excellent tank choice. But another thing that's excellent at the moment, yeah, is that Stamina Dragon Knight. Really good damage at the moment. We're gonna run up the stairs here. You can actually pull all this stuff up to the stairs and just stack it around the corner like this. Everything comes in. If it, like, you need your group to follow you for it to be super good, but we'll just come back out. Everyone is chilling. Okay. Let's have a look. Cool. Aggro these things. Pull that in. Fear them in place. Just gonna pop Warhorn this time just to burn it quickly. There we go. Excellent. There's one there. Got that. Alrighty. And yeah, the build I'm running today is a heal tank, so really focused upon giving your group as much healing as possible and minimizing the need for a healer, so you can consider having a triple DPS setup. And I'll show you, like, you just barrier your group like that. They all get the barrier. They're all safe. Okay. Cool. As I said though, the build does need updated a little bit. I'm still developing this, so I need to work on making sure that everything's where it needs to be. Right now the stamina resources are a bit... They'll be better when I update it, but currently it's a little bit hit or miss, I would say. Probably just kill all this stuff here. Grab that in. What was that? I just heard the voice there. Is barrier the skill on the defense line of PvP? Absolutely, mate. Barrier is located in the Alliance War support line. It's the ultimate. So you need level 6 support to unlock it. And then it's the morph of barrier. So grab those off him. Pull those into the AoE. Okay, and then kill that one. Sweet. I'll show you the tooltip in a second when we get a moment. Just so you get an idea of what the ability is really adding to the group. So, I can probably show you now. So, it gives them a 27k HP shield, and then it also heals them for 19k over 30 seconds. So it's quite a significant ability. And since we have major sorcery from our class ability, it does scale that the heal up a bit, which is nice. Got the big pull. So pull them in. I think that's all of the... Oh, there's one more there. Got it there. Cool. And that should be the entirety of the room. Yeah, we need to stand on the pad now. Open the door. You also use Vigor. Now, Vigor can be useful in some tank builds, but it's predominantly... So like back in the day, Vigor was way more common for tanks. Nowadays, you're going to be using Vigor if you're using Powerful Assault. And I'll quickly show you the set I mean. I'll bring it up on screen. After this boss is dead, I'll bring it up on screen briefly. I'm conscious of the fact that like I'm playing with people that I've just met from Dungeon Finder, so I try not to, you know, sit there and I'm conscious of their time, you know, make sure that they're enjoying themselves. Sure, I'm gonna quickly now check. So let's type it in here. This set here. So when you cast an assault ability, you increase your weapon and spell damage for up to 3 allies for 15 seconds. So every time you cast Vigor, that'll be applying to the group, and it's really beneficial for increasing your group's damage. Not super common, but certainly a viable set that you can run. And it's one that I think is maybe a bit more common when you're doing like trials with 2 tanks. You can have one tank run that, and it's just a bit of a boost. I grab the other one here. Yeah, excellent. Cool. And so how long have you been playing the game, Piggy? I don't know if I asked you. How long have you been in ESO? Oh, and that reminds me as well, I have another question. Are they still doing the quest? Let's have a look. Maybe not. The other question I had for those tuning in, how did you find the stream? I'm curious. Did you find the stream through the channel notification if you're a sub? Or did it come up in recommended? Or something like that? I'm really curious to know.
You should not have lit the flame.
Yeah, they have the quest.
Mischiefs will delight in a new flame.
You originally... I'll read that comment in a second, mate, once we've finished with this. Oh, I need to interrupt it, it's alright. Came up and recommended for you? Okay. That's good to know. I'm still like just starting out streaming. I've actually just come back to the... Well, I haven't just come back to the game, but I've just come back to making videos. So streaming, found via searching tank guides, then I subbed. Alright, excellent Castiles, mate. Okay, that's good to know. So it's coming up in the search bar, it's coming up in the recommended, and now I just need to clarify if it's coming up for subs as well. Alright, I'm going to kill this boss here. Excellent to know. 1 second. Once everyone's here, I'm going to get... I'm just going to wait. Oh, we're pulled. Alright, never mind. Always try to wait for people, but seems like my DPS friend had other ideas, which is fair enough. Fair enough. All of that should die. Droda's gonna move. Need to break free of this, by the way. When Droda does this ability, the Droda Apprentice, break free of the channel, otherwise they'll get healed. A bit slow on that there. Sorry. Interrupt. So we'll get back to your comment now, Piggy. So you originally played back before Warden came out. Nice. And you've been playing since a month ago. Cool. Well, welcome back. It's a good time to come back, certainly. Aside from the... Okay, it's a good time to come back, aside from the technical issues that have happened with the new expansion. Castiles and I were talking about that a little bit before. It's certainly... Yeah, I'm going to go for here, honestly. Okay. Also with tanking, you'll learn that like some of the pulls you can do with your like a coordinated group are a little bit different to what you can do, say, with people on like TeamSpeak or Discord, as like it really helps out being able to, you know, communicate, let's run past or let's stay. You haven't bought the expansion yet? Ah, okay. Excellent. I'm gonna fear that to interrupt it. Interrupt the cast of the soldier there by fearing it. They could have just killed them all there, but we'll put them here for now. A bit of a better stack. Yeah, cool. Well, so my chat has briefly gone off, so I'm gonna have to quickly get the chat back up. So guys, I will get to your comments. Unfortunately, the chat has just timed out, so I'll be back in a second if there are any comments. Just enjoy us killing this boss in the meantime. Cool. This boss is fairly chill, just like a stomp. Also spawns ads, what it's doing now. And I'll get the chat back up soon. Just trying to make sure that I'm not like waiting too much. I'm in the process of getting it back now, and I'll see what questions you have. One of the learning things with the chat is that occasionally on YouTube, I guess, it likes to go out. So yeah. Cool. All the ads are dead. See if there's any loot. No. Okay, final boss. Now this boss is an interesting one. It's one of the bosses that you have to be careful with because it's not that easy to taunt it. It will occasionally just redirect to someone else, and then it'll apply a lot of attacks, so everyone wants to stay together, and then when the boss teleports you need to move out of it, otherwise you can get one shot. An interesting part as well, it's one of the fights in ESO that has a telegraph with these lights here. As the lights go out, you get towards like an enrage mechanic, and when all of these lights go out here, I don't know if this is actually well known, but when all these lights go out in the arena, actually when they all light up I mean, never mind, I made a mistake there. When all the lights go out, come up, that's when it enrages. And I'll show you what I mean. Alright, teleport, get out of melee. I'm going to shield all our group as well for this fight, it's really helpful. See that? Light number 1 is on. I made a mistake, light number 1 is on, when all of the lights come on, the boss will enrage. Which is an interesting tidbit that is not super relevant, but yeah, it's good to know how the fight works. Alright, see light number 2? Light number 2's come on. Watch out for melee. Okay, breaking free, so the boss doesn't heal. Laugh out loud, yeah I know. It's funny that I explain the mechanic. Alright, light number 3. And then I get it completely wrong. Well, not completely wrong, but I certainly reverse it. I shield them. Laugh out loud, yeah. So you see how we have 4 lights on now? So we're now halfway to enrage. when the more lights come on, the boss will enrage, and it's how you tell. I honestly, when I did this boss for the longest time, I didn't know that that was actually an enraged telegraph, which I think is kind of cool. It's one of the like older dungeons in the game, and they actually had like a telegraph like that. I'm a bit of a fan. I do like it. Gonna shield our group soon. Shielding our group now. So now we only have 2 more lights to go, and the boss will enrage. Unfortunately, though, I think the boss is gonna die before then. We got a melee. It's all good. Alright, light number 7. So we're about to hit enrage, and the boss dies. But you see how it works. It's cool to know. Yeah, it's a nice little mechanic. And for those actually who have just tuned in now, if you have any questions, please let me know. Anything about tanking, about any class, about some content, any content really. I'm more than happy to talk about it. And actually, if you need maybe some advice, or you're like thinking, is my build good, is my build not? You can also ask like your own build questions. Or if you're curious about the tank I'm playing, I can talk you through how it works. Yeah. More than happy to answer whatever you'd like. Undaunted at 10? Yeah, that's surprising actually. Guild. Not that 10, I wonder if that's because back when... It must have been Undaunted 9 for the longest time. Now it's Undaunted 10. Any good tank skills in the fighters line? I'm going to teleport to Gratwood. So yeah. So I'm trying to think, from memory, let's have a look. I'm just going to scroll up the chat quickly. You played back before Warden came out, yeah. So back then, with tanking, you had like Dragon Knight chains, yeah, and then Warden introduced the Warden's Gate teleport ability. But only recently, well relatively recently, have they actually changed the Fighter's Guild ability Silver Leash, so that you can then chain adds in, and it's really a good ability, and it's open to every class. So it actually makes almost every class of tank in the game viable for most content, which is really nice. It adds a lot more flexibility. And if like you ever look at some of my older videos where I'm doing other classes of tank, I'll mention that they don't have chains and it feels really bad, and I'll be using a set to help make up for that. So nowadays, yeah, Fighter's Guild Silver Leash, I'll show you where it sits in the skill line. It's this ability here, Silver Leash, and it's located right here. So yeah, make sure you get that if you're playing a tank and you don't have a class ability that will do something for you similar. I'm gonna hand the pledges in now. Let's see if the DLC is fixed yet. Is this still... Hello?
I've killed. How's this for?
I picked it up. Maybe it's fixed now. Nice.
Nice work.
The mad are...
Never reset.
Not enough. Eh?
Let's let them know. Yeah, it is now. Yeah. That's good. Good to know the pledges have been fixed. Oh, looks like someone's going. No. Undaunted should be account based. Wait, this is a question. Yeah. I guess Undaunted would be much nicer account based. Let's call it. Okay, sure. Thanks, guys. Excellent. Alright, we're gonna do some more, but I'm gonna drop out. And we're gonna do... Let's have a look. Maybe I'll try and get a guild group together. Let's have a look. Actually, is anybody... If anyone's watching right now and they're playing on NA PC, like the North American PC mega server, if you want to play with me, let me know. We can just do something, like anything, like dungeon-wise. So yeah, Piggy or I'm not sure if Castile's still watching, or yeah, if anyone is watching and wants to play, please let me know. We can always do something. You're on PS4, sadly, and I just realised I was missing a lot of the chat. You know what happened, guys? The chat froze, and I was thinking, okay, that's alright, you know, if you guys don't want to reply, it's cool. But I'll quickly catch up. So, I wouldn't need that there because there's a similar ability in the Ardent Flame line. Yeah, for Dragon Knight, absolutely correct. Circular Protection sounds good for tanking, morphed into Turn Undead. Now, that's interesting. So, I don't have the morph from this character. I don't want to invest in it either, but short on skill points in this particular character. But yeah, with the fear changes for Turn Undead, now that they've actually buffed the fear mechanic, like before the fear would send enemies running out of like stacks and it would just go, yeah, it wouldn't be good. But now that fears keep them in place, Turn Undead could actually be a reasonable ability. The only downside is the stamina cost is actually really high. It's like almost 7k stamina, which is like, yeah, a little bit rough. And yeah, Castiles, of course, what am I saying, mate? You're an EU. I should have remembered that. That's alright, guys. A bit unfortunate, but I'm glad you're coming in and asking questions anyways. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah. It's nice to have you tuning in. Some new faces. Alright, what we're going to do is, we're going to see if a guild group wants to come along. Let's see if my guild is feeling active today. Normally it's pretty good, it's just a bit late in the night. So we have a bunch of people on. I'm just gonna like alt-tab and answer questions at the moment. 7987 stamina, almost 8k, that's even more. And maybe I have cost reduction, and that's why I'm thinking 7k. But yeah, that is a lot. Is Dika the only class that has a grip or pull chain ability? Castiles, there's a couple other classes that have something similar. As far as like most direct, the Necromancer came out. It has a what's the name of it? The exact name. Let me find the exact name for you. I think it's like bone armor, but I'm not sure if that's the exact name. One sec. I'm just typing and looking it up real quick. With the names, it takes me like a few weeks to sort of learn, like remember all of the names of things. So it's in the Bone Tyrant skill line, I know that. And then, oh yeah, it is Bone Armor, I was right. I should have just trusted myself. So it's Bone Armor, and it's morphed to Beckoning Armor. And it's kind of like a chain. When like a ranged enemy like hits you with something, it'll pull them in. However, it's not as good as a chain in some ways, right? Because that means you need to get aggro first. So you can get aggro, like maybe just like chucking out some damage, like to begin with, might get you a bit of aggro. Otherwise, you might need to taunt them, and then they'll be chained in free. So, I mean, that is probably the closest, though, yeah, to a class ability that works like chain. Otherwise, the Warden's teleportation seal on the ground, it is like a pull-in, yeah, but it's not the same like mechanic. It's a teleport kind of rather than a chain. So, yeah. All right. Huh? Come. I just say rip. What pledges? What are the pledges today? Let me check. Banish cells 1, Vaults of Menace. BC 1, Vaults, ICP. Alrighty. So that's 2 people, excellent. Yeah, ICP, yeah, you know me. You're already on it. Are they offline again? No, they're not. Yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, it fixed today or earlier. Maybe reset fixed it. Yeah, wow, everyone's like, wow, it works. That's funny. And as far as like, it kind of, Castile, that reminds me of like the sort of tier question. As far as like the tier of tanks in the game, I would recommend Dragon Knight. I think is still one of the best. And then after that, I think you're looking at Necromancer, and then a toss up between Warden and Sorcerer. So, yeah. Dragon Knight, Necromancer, Warden, or Sorc would be my recommendations for tanking if you're ever considering a new tank. And I have a full Sorcerer build video coming out tomorrow morning. For me, tomorrow night... Well, yeah, tomorrow night for American time, so... I'll join, I just need a second to switch tune. All good. Excellent. So we'll be going soon. Oh, and Piggy, thanks for subscribing. I just noticed that. Same with you, Castiles. I really appreciate the support. Oh, and okay. Alrighty. And I'm not sure I even asked, it's a bit rude of me. How are you guys doing today? I forget if I asked. Are you guys having a good day? What have you been up to?
All this way and for nothing.
Are you not afraid?
Bought some tickets for Godzilla. Nice, nice, nice. Is that the, I don't honestly, I haven't really watched that line of movies, but is that the remake coming out? Like, is there like a fancy remake happening?
I've done more than hear about
Sequel to the... Oh, it's a sequel! Oh, nice! When is it coming out? It looks pretty good. Mate, I think I've been living under a rock, I didn't even know. I'll have to check it out after the stream, I'll have to have a look. Comes out tomorrow. There you go, there you go. Alright. Let's see what my guildmates are doing. Let's have a look. Looks like they're ready. Alright, let's queue. So the first one we're gonna do is Banish Cells 1. We're gonna try to do some speed stuff here, I think. Let's have a look. Banish Cells 1. Wait, remember... Ah, one of you swap to hero. Just for easy queue. Let's go. Roger. Roger that. Alright. Banish Cells 1. Thanks, man. Brightburn, yeah, it's basically Superman. Except he's evil as fuck. Brightburn. No, I haven't seen that yet. But I have heard of it. I have definitely heard of that one. Wait, did it? I realized I alt-tabbed. I didn't even press ready. Ugh. Wait, no. What is going on? Tragedy. Tragedy. I think I've been like fat fingering the queue. Alright, Banish sells 1. So what we're going to do for this one, I'm going to show you a little bit about how you can like easily line of sight stack ads when you tank. I'm going to just make sure everybody knows that I'm doing this because you do require your group to be on the same page, otherwise it won't work out as nicely. So we'll do that now, and if you're like not super familiar with tanking, this should be I think a bit quite helpful. So yeah, I'll let them know. Wait for them to stack. Oh. Alright, let's go. Hopefully they catch up. I'm just gonna start them behind here. And you see how like this is an easy way to stack things? Like look at this, it's such a beautiful thing, you know? And just like that, look at that, you've killed it all. That's like what you can do in organized groups, like it's way quicker. And it also looks really nice, it's quite satisfying. And as you can see, I can heal my group. And this is really what this build's made for. I'll be releasing the guide in about 4 days time. But it's just a build that you can like look, like the group is completely safe. There's never any danger of someone dying. This like, he's getting ability cast on him. His health's not moving. Like, yeah, it's an excellent build for that, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's one of the ways I think you make use of Nightblades because Nightblade tanks have been nerfed a lot over time. And so this is one of the builds I think that still feels really good, and no other tank can do this. Because of the pot passives and the enchants I use, no other tank is capable of quite getting the same uptime on these abilities, so yeah. Pull that in, gonna fear them. We can push both buttons at the same time, but never mind, we're just gonna kill these ones. Sorry. That pack there is really scary. When it spawns, it can like it can like one-shot a DPS. There's so many little scamps that spawn in the same spot. Here's the boss. So this boss, it has like a cleave, it'll jump on somebody, it has to be bashed. But otherwise it's fairly relaxed. So this is a cleave. Knock you down if you get hit by it. Also, another addition that I'm probably going to get into the build as well, on the back bar, is just having orbs, heal orbs, just so that you can support your group with that. Alternatively, Elemental Drain on the back bar might be the way to go. So I'm still playing with those abilities, and we'll see. I think LA Drain would actually be really nice. It's good that you still tank as a Nightblade, it looks fun. Yeah. Nightblade tanking is something that I've always loved. Yeah, and it's good to be able to still have a build that works. we're good. Wait, why has the boss done that? Ran into the wall. It's crazy. Ah, missed one. As I said, with the stamina sustain issue, it'll be getting fixed with a racial change, and then also I'll be fixing up some of the gear sets. Like, if you look at this stuff, like, the traits all over the place, like, I need to fix it up. So, let's have a look. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. Yeah, I need to fix all this up. So that's why it's not ready yet, it's more so just like a bit of a insight into what I've been putting together. Rip stream? Oh no, I think the stream's okay. Ish? Did it maybe crash? I'm not sure.
Over there, Veronica. We found her.
I see her.
Alright.
Hope she lives. We'll need her before the day is done.
She's going to be fine with a little restoration.
Yeah, not sure if it crashed for others. I really don't know. We're gonna stack all these down the stairs. Cool. And as you can see, even like doing these large pulls where like there's heaps of ads and obviously like barely any of them are, I mean I guess maybe a little bit is aggroed onto me, but like a lot of it is like loose. You can see how even with that, no one's really taking damage. There's like never any real danger, which is exactly what you want. So. Cool. Excellent. Now it's time to fight the boss. To the hard mode.
I don't know how you defeated those Banekin, but I'll be glad to send more.
Alright, so this hard mode, you just have to... This is BC1 actually. Oh, the hard mode is chillier. So this is a tip for hard mode on BC1. Grab the boss and pull it to this rock here. And you... there's a knockback the boss does, and it'll completely ignore the knockback of the boss. Like, you'll see what I mean. It's gonna knock me back, and I'm not gonna move in a sec. Heal group up. This boss also has a lot of AoE, so it's important you focus your group heals on this one. Make sure your ultimate gen is coming in. Otherwise, you can run into problems. I'll do the knockback. Do the knockback. Let's have a look. We'll have the heals for a group shortly. Yeah, there we go. Now it's pretty much 100% uptime. The only thing I think I'll change is also adding in Elemental Drain. Help with that. Oh, wait, it did knock back then. So, I mean, it didn't work, yeah, as you saw. Perfect.
You think you've beaten me?
Let's have a look at the healing.
Haven't you noticed that the pact I've made protects
So refreshing path from Empire, Bogdan
Ignore his words,
is roughly
keepers.
equivalent, and then you have
Begin the
reviving
separation.
barrier
I'm
here.
not confident this will work, Sirion.
Damage received.
What are you lot doing? Oh, I do so love to see magic. Is that what this is?
So yeah, 86% with a little bit of self. Oh wait. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew that. So refreshing path and reviving barrier. Wait, that's just what I've done. Never mind. What am I saying? I'm not paying attention properly. So they got healed. They never got a Bogdan proc, huh? Interesting. Curious. Alright. Fair enough.
His madness nears delirium.
Brilliant.
Ignore him, keepers. Bind the
When people
high
say that, it
Timor.
makes me laugh. But thank you, Aquila.
Keepers of
Brilliant.
the like
Yeah, mate. Brilliant, brilliant.
to imprisonment unending.
Oh, my.
What's a madness?
It looks like you've won.
Alright.
Old Relis's days of freedom are over, it seems.
I thought you said this bastard
Vaults of Madness, by the way, one of my favourite dungeons in the base game. Absolutely love it.
We'll have to
I
watch him
I'm very fond of it just because of how it looks, and some of the bosses are quite nice visually. It's obviously it's an old dungeon. It's not as hard as it used to be. It's actually quite easy, but visually speaking, I really like it. I think it looks really nice. Brilliant. Yep, yep. Vaults of Madness. Wait for my guildies to come. Alright, let's go. The fun part, we're gonna fall through the floor.
You doomed yourself by coming here. You know that, don't you?
Alright, now we have to wait for a bit of roleplay.
Tearing your soul out never fails to amuse me, Gasto.
I'm gonna run for stack ads too.
Return to you eventually.
Don't know if there's a quest here or not. Is there the quest? Huh. Hasn't spawned, so I'm gonna guess that we're not. Otherwise we would have just pulled all these together, but it's fine. Huh. Now, the next boss coming up, someone's gonna die. I'm fairly sure. We will find out. We will absolutely find out. No. Always happens. The way it works is like, with that there, it transfers the damage it's taking to somebody, and it will just one-shot them like that. As you saw how quickly they died, no amount of healing could have helped that. You just have to slow damage on it. Oh, that's funny. Rip. Yeah. No. I did not mean to do. Oh my god. I did not mean to do that. Tragedy. 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 I can't believe I've done that. That was... Oh my god. I took that a bit too literally when he said rip. I just threw myself off the edge. Oh my god. Alright. That's a new one. Yeah. Alright.
Your soul is mine.
So yeah, one of the reasons this place is so fun as well, just like you saw then, people fall off the edge all the time, so it's a bit of comedic relief. Cool. Alright. Groftar and Iskra. Wait for everyone to be ready. And we're gonna go. Let's go. So another thing I just did here, as far as techniques is concerned, I just had everyone run to the end here. It means all the ranged adds would come at roughly the same range. All the melee would obviously be following you, and then you just run the melee back to the range, then burn them. It's a quite common tactic that you'll find yourself using, and it is really helpful, especially if you don't want to use your resources to do it. And with this one, we're just going to probably stack behind here. Should be good. The only downside is you'll have to like chain bad bar swap. You have to chain these ones in. I can see actually I'm some heavy attack. Cool. Gonna run with the imps. Running. Ah, this fight. We'll see how we go. Gonna shield us all up. Should be okay. Grab them in. What's that? There's one more there. Grab that in. Is that it? Yeah. No, there's one more, isn't there? I just saw that, yeah. Yeah, there's one more up there. So I want to show you what you can do with this boss. I kind of messed it up then, because those ads, but basically, any boss with a charge, if you turn it around, here, it'll charge into the wall, and see how it doesn't move? And then you can literally keep it in the AoE, turn it back around, it'll walk to me, and then you just go in between again, and just have it charge into the pillar over and over. It's one of the, another tip that, like, is not necessarily that intuitive, but, yeah. If you ever have a charge ability on a boss, you can always face them to a wall. The only tip I would have is to get out of the way of the boss before it completes its charge. Otherwise, you can get bugged into the wall on some of them, which, as you understand, isn't ideal. Absolutely isn't ideal. So, yeah. Alright. And this here is beautiful. Like, just the design of this area here looks really nice. Just skip this stuff. Gonna jump again? Gonna jump again? Yeah, I've had enough. Gonna jump again. For those that missed it, I may or may not have fallen off the edge. Yeah. Typical, yeah. This boss just has a bunch of AoEs. Otherwise, it's fairly dull. Alright. And they're all dead. Another wave. With these waves here, because they're like, they spawn so like nicely stacked, you might as well just stay them down. There's no point necessarily stacking them too much. Or running ahead, I mean. There's not necessarily a point to running ahead. Oh, someone joined the guild. Nice, nice. Alright. Honestly, can you take this boss through here? Or is it bug? Does it bug out? Ah, maybe it bugs out. Nah, it bugs out. I know where you actually have to pull it. You have to pull it to the side. One of the other rooms doesn't do that. Cool. So any other questions, guys? We're just sort of chilling. I know I've probably answered a lot, but if there is anything, yeah, hit me up. I'm relatively capable of multitasking. Certainly the level of focus drops a little bit, but in this sort of content it's not too bad. If I was doing like a vet trial, some of them, well I mean the new one I probably wouldn't want to pay more attention to be honest, but some of them even are doable. Alright, let's see you jump off. It's a good bit of fun. I like the visual as well, even though it can blind you on certain displays. I'm just gonna run here. Oh, don't die, my friend. Oh, I need to get here. Okay. No. Oh, he didn't have the shield, that's why. He didn't get the shield. Holy. It's good. Good by him right then, that's for sure. Oh. Didn't bash it in time. I want to save the barrier. Yeah, we should be fine. No. Yeah, it's definitely good. To bash those. Sweet. Wait, there's still one more? This can be an annoying pack. Like, stuff just keeps coming and coming. Load up stats. What's my CP tree? Curious. Where's my CP allocated here? Okay. What are my enchants here? Oh yeah. Alright. Here we go. Iskra the Omen. Gonna shield our group. He didn't get it again. No. You'll be right there. Heavy attack city right now. Oh, I get stunned. It's alright. We're in combat. I am in combat. No. The curse of being stuck in combat. Let's have a look. Ah, there we go. You're back? Welcome back, Piggy. Piggy, you missed me jumping off the edge by accident and dying, so my condolences. Actually, I think everyone missed me jumping off the edge and dying, so maybe it was well timed. But you know what you're just in time for? I don't know if you've done this dungeon before, but this, yeah, let's go for a big jump. Here we go. That's big run. This is one of the coolest things. Can you imagine? You log. Oh, I'm gonna die. No. Look at me. I'm up here. I am up on this platform. Secret area. We did it. We made it here. Well, now that we're up here, yeah. You've tried to get there forever. There are some decorations. That's about it. Alrighty, time to roleplay. Wait, what? Roleplay? Oh no. Alright, I'll just be off. Wait, if I just start again? No, I'm good. Alright. Sweet.
Advance!
Oh. We should have bashed that, but we're okay.
Destroy!
Cool. Let's even do the jumping here. It's like, don't want to fall down. Not that it's hard to do the puzzle, but sometimes you. This one's the one that's like, wait, he fell, didn't he? This one is the one with move speed buffs can be a bit tricky. How many times can you die? I mean, I've died twice to full damage. It's, you know, it's one of the fun parts about the dungeon. It's not, you know. Wait, I shouldn't have procced that. Sorry. Get a barrier. Ads come in. Grab them in. That was tragic timing for the fear. Sorry about that. Yeah, it should be fun. See if the boss is going to go into his mechanics or not. We'll see. Maybe there's spam pot. Okay, stay in. Basically with that one, you have to go outside if there's no glass. If there's glass being shattered and coming in, though, you just move into the middle of the boss and you're safe. Let's start boss. There we go. Ring of the Worm Cult. Groftar.
He's gone! He's gone!
Oops.
But nothing's happening. Seems the Mad Architect's destruction did not allow us to step from this plane. Unfortunate, but we'll have to make do.
Do we do ICP, I wonder? Could do.
Somehow. Perhaps we can do the same.
What's going on here?
What do we do? Where do we go?
We can't stay here. Not like this.
I'll figure something out. I always do.
I don't know what's going on. This is not a cult. Funny. This has been quality, yeah. It's been a fun run. Let's have a look then, let's see. Keen for... That's okay. Alright.
Come.
Sell... It's a lot of stuff. Hoover. Typically I just sell whites and greens. And if you're wondering why there's so many like research icons popping up, this is my main does all my crafting, so I don't bother. On sold a blue there. Maybe I'll just get that back. Cool. Alright. I'm not sure what the other guys are up to. Can I have merchant again? Ah, okay. We're gonna wait for those guys to sell up. So we got a little bit of time to chill out. Someone is really noisy outside. Beeping their horn. Outside. All right. Just chilling out now, waiting for the waiting for them to be ready. Ah, they're all ready. Excellent. Imperial City Prison. Just double check that. Yeah, Imperial City Prison. This will be interesting, I would say. We will have to see. We'll see how the build fares up on this one. Maybe I will... I wonder if I've unlocked. Oh, I do have Valley Drain unlocked. Maybe we'll get rid of that. I feel like it's not super useful. I mean, I like this, I like that. Maybe we'll go like this. Try that. Good luck healing it. Yeah, we'll have to see. It should be possible, but the build isn't optimized, and I think that it might need to be optimized for it to work out smoothly. We'll see. We're doing all the optimization behind the scenes a little bit later, so probably later today a little bit, and then more tomorrow, and then probably after 2 days' time, we're probably looking at being close to making the video. You didn't have Valley Drain on? Yeah. Sorry, friends.
Burn them! The Lord Warden rules summary execution.
Oh, they have quest? Looks like they have quest, potentially. Alright. Let's have a look. Oh, potentially someone new's just joined. If you have, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for coming in. If you have any questions about tanking, any class, generally speaking, you're more than welcome to ask, and yeah. We're doing ICP now with the single heal tank, which is a Nightblade build, which I am working on, which I think is quite good. Still a work in progress, but certainly, I think, a fun way to play the game. No def hard mode. No def hard mode, tank is healed, let's go. Yeah, we will see. I'll try.
Intruders, the flesh sculptor is not
Let's try. This is a real test, yeah.
Lord Warden, aid me!
Oh no. No. We'll see. Okay, that was, yeah, a little bit too close for comfort, that's for sure. Still need to... That actually would have been alright though if we had a little bit better timing with these abilities. That was too close, that was way too close. Way too close. Wow, nice. I mean, in my opinion, I'm like, wow, that was really sketchy. It's alright. The build is still a work in progress. Oh, there's an ad here that we've missed. Here it is. This one, make sure you grab an aggro on all of it. It's all pretty scary. Let me just skip this. They following? Excellent. Oh, and for those like still watching as well, I'm going to I am going to be starting to stream a lot earlier in the future. I planned to do that today, unfortunately things got in the way, but certainly it's a bit late. For I think most of my viewers come from the US, and I know it's like middle of the night, so apologies for that. So, we'll be changing the time a little bit, just be starting probably 3 hours earlier than it did today, maybe even 4 hours earlier. I'll be going with that.
Let's see if you're still blushing when we stick your head on a pike.
to the type quickly for that because it can be, yeah. Alright, let's go. You can dodge all that stuff. Good explanation. Quick explanation. I'd say a good explanation would have talked about... I think they already know the mechanics though. So yeah. Maybe one doesn't. I swear one of them formed. There he is. Wait for him to get closer. I'll have to do. Doing a lot of damage. Bash! Oh fuck me. That was way too close. I should not have done that with my stamina. My lord. That was about to be a tragedy because I was just like literally max DPSing to burn it during the window when I should have kept a bit for Bash. It's alright though. It's good that it got stuck in animation there. It didn't go into its next immunity, which was good. We're fighting. Okay. Oh, it's our chest. Yeah, it is. Open the chest. Oh wait, come on.
Believe it. I'm free.
Oh, and thanks Snuffle by the way for yeah, for keeping the chat active. I appreciate that. Always a good help. He's gonna build a little bit of ult here. Pot as well. So we have ultimate for the next pull. This one can do a bit of damage. Here we go. You know, I feel like doing the no healer, no death challenge, honestly. I want to try and do it. I feel like the last boss is gonna kill us though. Doing like sneak past. Come. Ugh.
Eviscerate them.
Oh no!
There is no
This has gone
escape from
max
this
tragedy.
place.
Max tragedy. I need to like heal these guys up quickly. This went as bad as it could have. Imagine it going as badly as it could have. It's typical. It's kind of funny, I must admit.
gate. Slay them.
Oh, there's someone there. Okay, this pool will be fun as well.
Curious eyes. I'll eat them.
Actually, that pool was really clean. That was actually a really well done one there. Oh, that's nice. Normally it can get a bit more fragmented than that, but they stood in good positions, and the actual, well, what the ads were, I put one in the other ones actually were patrolled at a good spot. Oh, hello Navane, how you going, mate? Welcome. How are you today? If you're just tuning in, feel free to ask any questions you might have about, yeah, any tank in the game, any class, builds, content, whatever you like, yeah? More than happy to answer. And right now what we're doing on the screen is just trying to go for a no-def, hard mode, no healer ICP run. Bit of a mouthful there, but yeah, we're running without a healer, and I'm running my Nightblade heal tank, so yeah. And my chat has crashed again, so I will have that back up in a moment, but welcome to the stream.
The intruders are coming.
You're doing great.
Lord Warden.
Excellent, mate. Nice. Good luck. Thank you. Good to know you're doing well. Now this one, you wouldn't believe it, but people die to this boss all the time because of the ground. Care of ground. Be quick to move in. Then watch out for enemies. Kill these summons. I just gotta explain to them. This kills people all the time, so we have to be careful. Let's go. Alright, I've shielded them up. Oh no. Ah well. You know, the no death, I knew it was gonna happen. How did he die? Yeah, he died to the water. It's a shame. He legit died to the water, but that's okay. He died to he's not done it before, to be fair, so he's learning. I love how it's like we're doing no death, guys, and then it's, yeah, a bit of a tragedy. That's alright. Oh, good.
Rise and fulfill your new purpose.
Ah, yeah, it's true. Fair enough. Which actually be good. Try to heal. It's a shame that they both went down. Shot him now. You can legit res with that. Sure they have on comms. Fine. Cool. Bash that. Roll out. Maybe we'll go for a res on next pull. Don't understand, you can get it. Yeah, we're good. Huh. Go for it now. Break free of that. Res. Did that go through? Excellent. So we got the res. Roll that. Yeah, this one can be difficult with the water, unfortunately. Cool. He's dead. I'll explain to him as well. Just see. And Baldur. Alrighty. Yeah, and it ticks harder the longer you're in it. So it one-shot you. Alright, let's go. Alright. Yeah, and so look, was there any questions at all, guys, if for everyone watching? Any tank questions, or maybe just how's your day been, you know what I mean? General stuff. How's everyone been going? DQ player that switches between 70% tank. So, I mean, you got a few options, fortunately. Like, with your stamina DPS versus tank, you got lots of flexibility there. So I'd say you can probably go for Imperial, would maybe be my first choice, it's quite solid. Other notable mentions though, like, even Nord would be okay, honestly. Nord would be alright. You could do a Redguard tank, it wouldn't have the... I mean, Redguard tank wouldn't have the like survivability, but it would be good for your stamina, and like realistically losing a bit of HP is not bad for most stuff. So I'd say Imperial, then like Nord or Redguard, potentially Orc. Actually, no, not Orc, nah. Probably, yeah, leave it at Imperial, Nord, Redguard, I'd say. I think that's the way to go. And he's pulled in. You see... Damn, died. It's a shame. Probably partially my fault there, him dying. But it did... Oh, he has very low HP. Maybe it's because I don't have Eben. Oh, alright. Oh. Still stand in red. Good tip. That explains it. Opinions on the Necro tank? I'll get to that in a second once we've killed this trash. Dash that. Ah, not quite close enough. It's okay though. So Necromancer tank, like of my trip that, apply that. Is he gonna die to dot? He's okay. So I'd probably say, yeah, Necro tank is easily, I think, number 2 tank in the game at the moment. DK, of course, has a unique buff, Minor Brutality, for the weapon damage from its Igneous Shield skill line, which makes it really, like, strong. But Necro tank provides a lot of other great utility benefits, in particular the ultimate, the Flesh Atronac that applies Major Vulnerability for 3 seconds. It's like 225 ult, I think, in total. Is an excellent, like one of the most amazing abilities, honestly, for tanks, for DPS, for anything. Like even healers are using it. On top of that, you know, Necromancers have their inbuilt chain ability in their class line, which is nice. They also have ways of proccing Alkosh by themselves, which is quite good. I think it's, yeah, Necromancer are the first class in the game where you can use a synergy from the graveyard, and yeah, being able to proc your own Alkosh, being able to synergize for your like Undaunted passive benefit is excellent too. So, yeah. I would definitely recommend getting one if you haven't already. I'm grinding one up at the moment. Still haven't tanked at endgame with it, but I've certainly played with people that have ground it up, and I've looked at what it's been doing and checked out their logs, and yeah, it's performing very well at the moment and is very strong. Oh, and also like you can go for the Skull Colossus ultimate. Not that it's particularly, not that you'd be using it necessarily for like optimized runs, but it is certainly fun, and having like 80 to 90k HP can like lead to a lot of, you can use some sets which scale off HP which aren't typically viable, which are fun. Like, it's, you know, you can make fun builds out of it. So. This pull here is going to be interesting. Oh, also might charge that. Cool. We'll see how this goes. Grab one of them. Yeah, we're good. I knew that pull was going to be difficult. With the poison pulls that the ads pull on the ground, when you stack them, they do like increasing damage and you can die quite easily. Alright, going to pull now. Yeah. Should be good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. Sweet. Alrighty. Good questions though, guys. Thank you for asking. I'll have more of an opinion, like, particularly on like build order and stuff for that for Necro a little bit later. In the week. I'll have my Sorcerer tank build coming out tomorrow. Then I'll have this Nightblade tank build. I still need to complete it properly in a few days, but I'll also be streaming potentially some trials. Maybe Vet Sunspire hard mode on the weekend. We'll see. I'm not sure whether or not I'll do that. It really depends upon the group and how they feel about it. So we shall see. This is a fun fight, by the way. Let's burn them all down. Templar's not having any of it. Okay, that stun was not good then. Okay. Dash that. You know, you hate when your ping is sitting at 400 something and the tragedies happen. It's okay though. Dash. Cool. Pulling now. Excellent. Oh, and Novani, I had a question for you, mate, if you're still there. I'm just asking because I've just started streaming. Everyone that comes in, I ask them this question about how you found out about the stream. And so I was curious how you got notified or how you found it, if you're still there. The rats. JC, what do you think to the Necro's ulti-gen? Seems like it would be useful for 4-man. Yeah, Necromancer's ulti-gen is really solid. Their class skills, like their passives, lead well to that, as well as their abilities, and obviously with the ultimate cost, like 225 on their major vulnerability ult, like it's not super large realistically. I mean, Warhorn is 250. Oh, am I recording? I just realized I'm recording on the side. Yeah, I think the Necromancer is excellent for 4-mans. I mean, realistically, I don't know if you've seen the parses, but this goes more for DPS, but DPS are parsing on Stamina Necromancer upwards of like 125k. 125k single target DPS. Stamina Necromancer is parsing. So, pretty much, if you pick a Necromancer tank, a Necromancer DPS, a Necromancer healer, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. And part of that is the ultimate. Major vulnerability is so strong in a coordinated group. Like, you can nuke bosses in a fraction of the time you used to be able to. Especially when you combine it with everyone else like dropping their ultimates as you use your ult. You get a lot of mileage out of it, so. And Navain, yep, I watched a video of yours a couple days ago. The stream came out as recommended. Excellent. That's good to know. Glad that that's working out. And thanks for answering that. And actually, JC, mate, the same question. I'm curious. How did you find out about the stream? Was it on your recommended? Are you already a viewer of my stuff and it just was on the channel? Always curious. Okay. So this fight, you want to be holding the boss on the outside of the arena. It'll spawn the smaller AoE balls near your group, which means if you stay out of the middle, you don't have the problem of falling out during the portal mechanic. Because if you fall down into those orbs, it can do a lot of damage and you can die quite quickly. Other than that, though, we're going to be burning it, so we should be fine. with me. And yeah, 2k. And I'm running with my guildies in this run. We were going to go for no death, but we had a bit of a tragedy in our trash pool. Actually, no, it wasn't the trash pool, it was the boss fight with the water taking us down, and then we kind of had 2 people die to that. Now we're just going for more testing on the build. Alright, applying Ellie Drain, and let's go. Oh wait, he wasn't ready. It's alright. Okay, it's going to spawn the next orb there, right in the corner where we want it. Now we can watch our step, get out of that. Okay, next portal, need to watch out for that. And he's going to split into 4, so you just taunt all of them. You hit the one that is coloured in, so the translucent ones you ignore them, they can't take damage. Yeah. And I'm going to shield our group now at this point. Also the meteors, you have to block them. I kind of did a bit of a mediocre job on that one. Should be okay there. Hopefully they stand in the... Nah, it's okay. We are good. Also come back. Who's it on? It's not on me. Got it. Gonna get this applied to everyone now. Heal. We're gonna just keep it there. Burn. Okay. In the sky. Excellent, we did that correctly. Bracing, please synergize that. Oh, we're splitting straight away. Apply Ellie Drain. This should be okay. Gonna get them shielded up. Wait for them to get together, and it's shield. There we go. Used to watch your... Yep, used to watch my videos when I was learning to tank, so it was on my subscription list. Oh, excellent. And I know it's been a while, mate. It's been too long. I quit the game. It's been like, what, 2 years now it feels like. Maybe a little bit less, because I have been playing since I came back. But I quit the game to pursue an esports career for a year and a half. Oh, please, no. That's tragic. It's alright. I'll get him back up. It's gonna be over anyways. Ah, jeez. Oh no, this is the end. Wait, normally it spawns 2 of them. Doesn't it? Did someone... Oh, that's unlucky. Normally 2 portals will always spawn, but I'm certain he didn't spawn a second portal that time. That's alright. Activity complete. Stam Necromancer. Yeah. Yeah, Necromancer tank, and you can even like line it up so that you're running like a stamina race, like Imperial. So that way you can stamina necro like DPS and then also stamina necro tank. Yeah, it's really good. And I think from what I've heard, like I've played it a bit, I've also seen some feedback from others. I've had a few actually swap over from Warden tanks to Necromancer tanks. They like it a lot better. So I think that people are liking how it plays as well. And as I said, the fact that you can synergize your Alkosh is really cool. Even, I mean, obviously in most groups you'll have synergies, but if you're like doing random groups and there's no synergies going out, being able to just activate Alkosh yourself is actually really quite nice. And I just hit my microphone there. Oops. So yeah. Mine will be a stamina DPS necro. Gonna be insane damage. Yeah, it will be. They might change it. I mean, they probably will change it eventually, but at the moment it's ridiculous. It's really, really strong. And, oh, JC, mate. And, Actually, Novane as well, or whoever else is in here. Have you guys been playing ESO a long time now? JC particularly, did you take a break, mate? Or have you been playing since your last were watching my stuff? Okay. Hashtag low turk, hashtag no healer. Still need to fix this build up. More tweaking, I expect. 10. Considering adding orbs on back bar. Yeah. Refreshing, reviving, Bogdan, main heals. And my alt gain means... Okay. Sorry guys, I'm typing to my guildmates, just need good positioning. Alright. Wouldn't the lack of a target chain pull be a problem for Necromancer? Novane asks. So, yeah, naturally you have bone armor, which can be morphed to pull in, but obviously, as I mentioned before, you have to have aggro, like, on the ranged ad for it to come in. However, you also have the Fighter's Guild skill line, the Silver Leash. So let's just say, for example, that the Necromancer's class ability isn't cutting it and it's not working out, then you just put Silver Leash on, right? And that does the same job as as chains. It pretty much is the same skill. The only downside is there's no refund if you accidentally chain the same target twice, which can happen with lag or with a dodgy targeting system. Like let's just say you're not tab targeting. Sometimes it can look like you're hitting something when you're not. Otherwise, yeah, I think the class Necromancer ability is perfectly fine. Take care, guys. So I think Novane, it should be right, mate. I don't think Necromancer has to be worried about that. Now, you've been playing since one Tamriel, but haven't played much since Somerset. Came back for the Necro tank. Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it, man? It's always exciting. And JC, when I stopped playing, you probably remember, when I stopped playing, they didn't have Silver Leash, like, they hadn't changed Silver Leash to fix it. So, like, any other tank but a DK had to use Swarm Mother. You know Swarm Mother's that set, the monster helmet? So, like, there wasn't much flexibility. And so nowadays, like, for me coming back, it's been absolutely wonderful because I can, like, play any class. I can make a build for any class and make it work because Silver Leash is, like, Fighter's Guild. It's not class specific, so, yeah. Got emojis on the YouTube chat. Let's have a look. What emojis can I do? YouTube emojis, the pinnacle of social commentary. Alright, yeah, there you go. Sunglasses in the chat. Sunglasses in the chat. Later. Take care, guys. Thanks for coming. Good work. It was a pain, yeah, mate, it was. You originally tanked on a Templar. Oh, JC, I've got a funny Templar build around at the moment. I tell you what, it needs a bit of tweaking, but let's just say it is set up so that you can literally press taunt and go AFK in like veteran non-DLC trial dungeons, sorry, and you can come back and you'll still be alive. It's kind of a funny build, and like with my tanking guides, by the way, is like a general update. If you've not I know you've watched my stuff, so you know what to expect. But as I said, I have my Stork tank coming out, but I'm gonna have like a mix of like having a couple of meta tanks which are focused upon like what do you want to be using into trials, like the hardest content. Then I'm gonna have like a couple of tanks which are like a unique tank. So like the Nightblade here is like a heal tank that is really good for dungeons, but you really probably wouldn't bring it into a trial. I mean, we could try at some point, but you get what I mean. And then I have something like the Templar tank where, I'll be honest, Templar isn't my favourite tank, but I've made a build that is fun. and it's certainly like not an optimal way to do it, but it commits to a particular, it uses sets and it commits to a particular like set of attributes in a way that makes it fun, even though typically like what it does is not that great. But being able to go AFK and live is pretty fun, in my opinion. So, yeah. Alrighty, we're moving from area. This place always looked pretty cool too. The scenery of this place has always been nice. Gratwood. Time to hand in the pledges. Wonder how long I've been streaming for as well. How long's it been? I feel like it's been quite a while. 2 hours. That's not a while. 2 hours is fine. It's for me it's like I live in Australia, even though I'm Scottish. And it's getting towards the later part of the evening, so I'll have to think about getting dinner ready and other things shortly. So, tell you what, since we've just finished the pledges on this character, if you have any further questions and you're watching right now, feel free to just quickly ask. I can even jump on a different class and look at like a build if you're interested. So if there's anything else before I turn the stream off, I think I'm going to turn it off now. But let's just take like 20 minutes. If there's any questions, I'm more than happy to just read chat, yeah? I'm just going to read chat and go through. And obviously, for everybody that has come in today, thank you so much for actually, yeah, tuning in and asking your questions. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot. And yeah, I'm hoping to do this regularly. So I'll be streaming probably once every 2 or 3 days, and then also making a video once every like 3 days, I would say. 3 to 4 days. Best all-round vet dungeon tank build. Do you mean like what sets would you use, Castiles? Like the best all-round sets? Yeah, I think that's your question, isn't it? I just want to clarify though before I go into like a long-winded answer. Yeah, sets? Yeah, sure. So I would say that for your monster set, you probably have 2 choices. But you know what? You asked the best all-round, so I'm just going to give you one answer, yeah? We're not going to give options, I'm going to give you one answer. So I'd say Lord Warden for your 2-piece is really good. Now, moving on to like the actual sets, I'd say you have first off, Alkosh. Alkosh is amazing for dungeons. It always has been. It always will be good. So Alkosh, that has to be one of your 5 pieces. So Warden, Alkosh. When it comes to your other 5-piece, I would say there are options. I was going to give you one answer, but I'm going to give you 2 choices here. Either Eben, for some content, it can really help with avoiding people dying to like AoEs they can't avoid. Otherwise, going with Yolna's for the taunt extra spell damage is helpful. So yeah, either Yolna's, Eben, a choice of those, Alkosh, and then Warden I think is really solid. A good all-round sort of approach to it. And Yolna's, by the way, Yolnacrin, it's a new set with Vet Sunspar. The tanking set that drops from there. You're a bit new to tanking, would you recommend starting with a DK or Necro? The class is intriguing me quite a bit. Well, let me actually... Can I like alt-tab this without it being on the map? Let's have a look. Let's see if that worked. I think the map goes away. Oh, it worked. Did it? Please work. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking the screen. I'm looking at my stream as well now. Yeah, it worked. Alright, so... Yeah, with DK or Necro, honestly, with both of those, you're on to winners, yeah? DK, Necro, both amazing classes, both really good. All of them have flexibility. They can go, like, healing, they can go DPS, they can go tank. Very solid classes. I would say it's really a choice between what do you like the sounds of better. One is more like a darker, like, Necromancer focused, obviously in the name, yeah? It's more focused upon, like, that sort of death magic and, like, having skeletons and corpses. And then your DK is more focused on, like, having flame abilities and, like, dragon abilities. If that makes sense. So it's kind of like... what do you like the sound of better? And DK itself has like some pretty good self shields and like group shields, and it applies minor brutality, so it has like one of a good buff application. But so does Necro. Honestly, mate, I think what I said at the start, just go with what sounds cool, because both of those options are winners. Yeah. Once again, though, really good question, and yeah. I think that's, you appreciate it? No problem, mate. I think that's about it for today, though, guys. Thanks once again so much. Thanks so much. I'm going to type it as well. For coming. Really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys around soon, yeah? If you haven't already, obviously a subscription lets you get notified of when I go live, of when I release a new video. I'll have a build video tomorrow. And obviously, yeah, comments, likes, they're all good, but I'm not going to sit here like, please give me them. Completely up to you. Just you coming in and asking questions honestly makes my day. It's great to see. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'm gonna turn the stream off now, so I'll catch you all later. Yeah, take care and have a good day or night or whatever. Yeah, bye.